وجدت أن الله سبحانه وتعالى أراد أن يحقق حلما طالما عانقني وعانقته، ألا وهو إنشاء جامعة عالمية، جامعة تكون رأس الرمح السلمي والثقافي والتثقيفي لجميع اللغات ولجميع الأجناس.
This university was first and foremost a vision by a king who has put in imagination and a lot of heart into putting together a university that would train leaders of tomorrow of a certain character. Today, 30 years later, I believe that we have an entire community that has lived up to the power of intention with its board, with its leadership, with its faculty, with its staff, with its students, and with its alumni who are proud to have been loyal and to have lived up to this vision. Hassan II, may God bless his heart and soul, would have been proud of what AUI is today.
C'est vrai que c'est une très belle aventure. C'était un jour, dans 1990, feu Sa Majesté le roi Hassan II, il m'a dit « Mais tu as 50 millions de dollars qui ont été offerts par l'Arabie Saoudite pour nous aider à affronter le problème de la marée noire. »
En réalité, la catastrophe s'est avérée moins dramatique que prévu et ce budget, on n'a pas eu besoin de l'utiliser.
Alors il m'a dit, bon, ok, j'ai un projet. Je vais construire une université américaine à Ifrane.
C'est la seule université qui est régie par un daïr. Et le premier article du daïr dit il est placé sous notre présidence d'honneur, en parlant de Sa Majesté. Et il lui donne son objet en lui disant que c'est évidemment une université d'enseignement supérieur pour la recherche scientifique. Il y a deux pères fondateurs, deux rois. Donc c'est pour cela qu'elle a ce nom. Et donc, ces pères fondateurs ont voulu que ce soit un pôle d'enseignement d'excellence.
Une université ouverte, une université internationale, une université sur le modèle américain des universités liberal arts qui allait former des cadres et des dirigeants et des managers multidisciplinaires, polyvalents, ouverts d'esprit, en anglais. C'était assez innovant à l'époque.
He wanted a university that administered high quality classes. He wanted a different program to introduce excellence into the system.
Et qui devait aussi avoir un impact sur le reste du réseau académique marocain et devenir une source d'inspiration et d'innovation pour le système éducatif marocain.
Akhawayn was a model for these universities in terms of the quality, of course, but also in terms of the kind of capabilities that it transmitted to its students, capabilities that made them more ready for the job market.
On a dit aux gestionnaires, la réussite se mesure à la facilité à laquelle vous accédez au travail. Plus c'est facile à nos lauréats d'accéder au travail, eh bien là, on dira nous avons réussi. Et figurez-vous que nous avons mis un bureau d'employabilité au niveau de l'Akhawayn qui maintenant travaille avec les étudiants et essaye qu'ils aient un emploi avant la fin de leur cursus.
Akhawayn aujourd'hui a déjà formé plus de 8000 lauréats dans l'ensemble du tissu économique marocain, mais qui sont aussi présents à l'étranger, qui donnent beaucoup de satisfaction. Du groupe CDG, par exemple, nous avons beaucoup de lauréats qui font partie de nos équipes et dont nous sommes très satisfaits.
AUI alumni do lead international and national enterprises, but not only. Also, they lead in different fields, and they create around them a virtuous multiplier effect.
Il était passionné par le fait de créer un pôle universitaire différent. Il voulait introduire un système d'éducation qui est spécifique, qui est totalement différent de ce qui existait à l'époque. Le système américain qui est basé, comme vous le savez, sur le liberal arts.
I'd like to go back a little bit to what liberal arts cares about. It's an education that is, one, student-centered, two, that speaks to the whole person, three, that is relationship-based, and four, that tries to impact the habits of the mind. And all the rest comes and builds on all of this. You do not make these four changes by anything that is learning by doing, learning by experience, learning by relationship, learning by inspiration. And that happens in class, and that happens by faculty who are expert in their area, in their disciplines, and who are passionate about it, and who are comfortable with the expertise at the level of the state of the art, but who are so comfortable they can devote their heart and emotions to the student being a priority. And that's how inspiration happens, and that's how the students themselves decide to become what the university would like them to become.
You came in to do computer science, you had to take history, you had to take courses in sociology, you had to take courses in the humanities. The same for the humanities students, and this was a major challenge. They came in to do literature, they had to take mathematics, they had to take computer science, they had to be exposed to biology, physics, and so forth.
In the liberal arts model, we believe that an engineer who knows poetry or an engineer who knows economics is a better engineer. So the mind is like a muscle. The more you exercise a muscle, the more versatile, the more strong the muscle is.
On forme des gens dans leur identité existentielle, on leur donne la capacité d'être plus performants dans les relations, que ce soit au niveau technique ou au niveau gestionnaire.
Given my personal experience studying in the United States in liberal art model, I firmly believe that the AUI students will be equipped by critical thinking, adaptability, commitment to the community, and just the give back.
As professors at Akhawayn University, we are proud to be working within the liberal arts and sciences education system. And so this model is actually works well for this generation as well as future generations in unpredictable and fast-changing times in the age of now artificial intelligence, because we focus on not only getting them ready for the job market, which is quite important, but also getting students to become lifelong learners so they can adapt to changing environments. And so the liberal arts model of education focuses on problem solving, focuses on critical thinking skills, which is incredibly important, on communication skills, and also instead of having them focus on a narrow field, they get exposed to a range of subjects so that they can have that flexibility and that ability to adapt to changing environments.
Je crois qu'il était essentiel, ayant choisi ce modèle de liberal arts, on n'avait pas le droit à l'erreur, parce qu'on proposait quelque chose de nouveau.
Autour du conseil de l'Akhawayn, qu'est-ce que vous avez? Vous avez des ministres, vous avez des patrons de grandes entités, publiques et privées. Vous avez la représentation elle-même du secteur privé et la représentation de l'association des lauréats Akhawayn au niveau du conseil. Tout le monde est autour de la table. Et d'ailleurs, l'engagement un petit peu de tous ces membres du conseil pour faire réussir la mission et ce challenge qui a été, je dirais, lancé par les pères fondateurs fait que tout un chacun fait un effort énorme.
Moi, pour ce qui me concerne, je ne parlais pas de responsabilité. Enfin, je ne parlais pas simplement d'être un administrateur comme les autres. Le fait d'y avoir été dès le début, d'y être encore aujourd'hui, c'est pour moi une sorte de contrat de responsabilité. Le contrat, c'est de continuer toujours à faire un peu plus, un peu mieux, de préserver les acquis et de toujours rêver pour plus.
So faculty are at the heart, the combination between expertise on the one hand and devotion to the liberal arts and sciences, mindset, culture, and tradition is what gives us the results that we see today in AUI's alumni and students. So since its opening, AUI has always had between 30 and 40% of faculty who are international, and an additional 10 to 20% who are binational, who are Moroccan and hold another nationality. And that diversity gives the openness, and that sends us right back to what the vision and the Daher tasks AUI with.
It's very different than what I'm used to back in New Mexico, so it definitely took me a moment to adjust. But I really love it. I work for the Center of Learning Excellence, and the team there is just really incredible, and they really make me feel like I'm one of them, which is great, especially coming from just graduating college, my first job, everything. It can be really overwhelming, and I think they were really comforting throughout all of that transition.
So part of my role at Akhawayn is to ensure that Akhawayn is in conformity with the American liberal arts model, as well as to ensure the excellence of the curriculum and the delivery of that curriculum. So I can say without any hesitation, after almost 4 decades in liberal arts college teaching, that Akhawayn is very true to the American liberal arts model. So teams of accreditors come from the United States to look at the quality of our syllabi, our courses, and so forth. So they reconfirm. We have an internal control, we can say, and then there's an external control through the accreditation process on the quality of our programs.
It was called NIASC at the time, then it changed the name to NETCHE, New England Commission of Higher Education. It's the same accrediting agency that accredits Harvard, that accredits Brown, that accredits other Ivy universities. We must have done something very well, because for the re-accreditation, we received it for the maximum, which is 10 years. So now Al-Akhawayn is accredited through 2032.
The students at Akhawayn, they're to me completely indistinguishable from students I've worked with at some of the finest universities in the United States. I taught at Princeton, I taught at Yale, I taught at Drew University, so I've had a wide experience of working with American students. And the students here are completely interchangeable with the students that I have seen in the United States. This is reinforced by the fact that a large number of our students do travel to the United States to study in the United States while they are students at Akhawayn, because we have a very vibrant exchange program.
AUI today is about 8,000 strong alumni. About 70% of them are in Morocco and 30% abroad. But there is a higher percentage who has the experience abroad. And one of the prides of Akhawayn University is that the vast majority of these students whose skills allow them to be competitive worldwide end up either giving back or coming back to Morocco.
By being allowed to talk to people from Moroccans and foreigners, I was able to know how to be empathetic, how to talk about different cultures. As the moment I left this country to finish my PhD at the University of Arizona, to be ready from day one. And that's also part of what the Liberal Art College does, is it introduces you not only to understand yourself, and that's what this university has taught us, to be Moroccans, to be proud of our heritage, but also to be humanistic, to interact with other cultures.
There was a deliberate decision to make sure that it's not open only to a socioeconomic elite. Because AUI was the first public university in Morocco that levied tuition, it has always had financial aid and scholarships for students, excellent students who could not afford it.
The scholarship program of Akhawayn Alumni Association is a project that aims to give the opportunity to other youth coming from modest families to enter Al-Akhawayn and experience this unique university in Morocco.
As a native of Tata, I come from a very poor background, but I also was very lucky to benefit from the scholarship, one of the first students who got almost a full scholarship from the university. So for that, I'm always grateful to be a student, to be an alumnus of this institution.
Without my grades, I would not have been able to make it to AUI and especially get the scholarship. I don't think I would have been able to make it to AUI without the scholarship. And so it's a great opportunity, obviously, and I'm really grateful for it.
Et ce qui est formidable encore, c'est que dans les cohortes actuellement au niveau des promotions qui sortent, de plus en plus le genre, la femme, est dominante. Nous étions à égalité, puis maintenant nous sommes à 53% femmes, 47% hommes.
I would say very comfortably that the skills that I use today in my job did not come from the classroom. They came from all the extracurricular activities that happened here on campus. So I studied computer science and I spent my days managing. I learned how to manage being part of student organizations. The background that I received from my common core courses, history courses, political science courses, sociology courses, that's what I use every day.
Rewinding time 30 years ago. And I remember very well in this place, a group of few students with the university, a young university professor at that time, we gathered to envision a university newspaper that would serve as the voice of AUI students. And after 3 weeks, just 3 weeks, the dream became a reality. And the AUI News gained popularity very quickly on campus and beyond campus. And it enabled students to express themselves authentically and boldly, both in Arabic and English. And actually, it's the newspaper, or the AUI News, how we called it, it's one of hundreds of activities that were available to AUI students, which fostered their leadership and creativity.
The location of AUI University is key to the success of the university. It is within the DNA. The students interact directly with the communities with specific programs, and solution-driven programs. They change the day-to-day, the living of this community living in a hardship environment. And we've seen a lot of programs that are implemented today in other areas of Morocco that have been piloted by AUI students within their community. That's the best way to measure the success of those programs.
This is what Akhawayn Alumni Association is about. Giving back to each others, giving back to our alma mater, and giving back to our country. And because one of the ADN components of Akhawayn is the community service and the social responsibility, we as Akhawayn Alumni Association, as we are not selfish at the same time, we want to give this opportunity that we had to many others, to many Moroccan youth, to experience what we have experienced and be well equipped to be the leaders of tomorrow.
Et on va continuer durant 2025 pour voir bien quels sont sur le plan des orientations les tournants à prendre pour que l'université reste d'excellence, mais en même temps bien puisse répondre évidemment aux besoins nouveaux, aux changements de paradigme que nous sommes en train de voir.
Our students today are preparing for jobs that do not even exist. How do you prepare somebody for a career that today does not exist? We believe that by stretching the mind in these many different ways, you promote the kind of outside-the-box thinking, creative thinking, critical thinking that will adapt to any environment, any change that the world has to offer. So that's the essence of what we're trying to do here and why we think that this model is perfectly suited to the age in which these students will be conducting their professional lives.
In our liberal arts and sciences model, our focus is on freeing the mind, giving the skills for success, and giving the heart to make an impact. Today, with the revolution in technology, the objective of Akhawayn University is how do we use the newest technologies in order to do more of this, in order for more young Moroccans to take advantage of it, and in order to train African talent.
So far, it's a very good experience from the friendship that I've made and the skills that I have gained and developed thanks to the activities in the campus. I couldn't ask for more.